Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves another bit of a test today, as it's going to be Deimos taking on BombShaker, a Terran bot. Down on the ladder, it's been a while since I've cast BombShaker. I think it did have like a, if I recall, it had a cool build in the past. Might be a different, with like mass cyclones or something. Maybe I'm thinking of a different Terran bot. But anyway, we have got Deimos. For those of you that don't know, that didn't watch the other video, it's Team Eris's new bot. So the top rated bot, their team, they've made a Terran bot, a Zerg bot, and now a Protoss bot, which I am here for, as we definitely need more of them. And we'll see how its game goes. In the previous game, it had a hard time breaking Benbot's defense. And so we're going to see how well it does against BombShaker. I imagine it's going to play a similar build, since it does seem to be early in development. I'm guessing Stalker pressure like we saw then, potentially Immortals too. And yeah, Deimos going for a scout, gonna find the command center, going up for BombShaker, so there should be no crazy alarm bells ringing or anything like that. Lots of SCVs pulled off the line, wanting to prevent this probe from getting into any shenanigans. And then, yeah, that probe just running around. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this one, make sure to go ahead and click that like button. Just give it a click, give it a clack, give it a quack, doesn't matter. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. And yeah, leave a comment that says more bots if you want to see more of these bots. That goes a long way to helping out with the YouTube algorithm. Now, we do have Deimos going for double adept. This is something that I thought was really cool the first time that I saw it play. It has those adepts. They are programmed to bounce between the bases, it seems, kill workers, and they're going to get across the map very quickly. Now, the problem here is that there's already a planetary fortress on the way for BombShaker. It's going for about as safe of an expand opening that you can. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see how well it's going to do against these two adepts that are now crossing the map. I really do enjoy the two adept opening that Deimos is programmed to do, as they are very, very abusable tools, I can say, usable tools. These adepts, however, are taking big shots from that Ibex cannon from the planetary fortress. Ibex? It's not a goat, it's an Ibex, not an Ibex. So these adepts are running around. However, it doesn't seem they're it looks like they may be programmed to avoid that planetary when they're on low HP, but either way, they both go down. No surprise there, running right into a planetary fortress. And so great start by BombShaker defending those. Two more adepts come on in. However, there's the big shot from the Ibex cannon. The adepts do get injured. They do run on out of there, but the Terran has got depot raising behavior. I wonder if Deimos does any better against like Protoss bots that don't wall. I'm willing to bet that it does. So I may have to see how well it does against like Eris or something, see if the adepts have any better success. They are staying out of the range of that planetary now. It's interesting, it seems that the shades do not calculate that the planetary's there. That's why they kind of shade into the PF, but then they try and get out of its range as soon as they're there. So that's an interesting interesting programming blip there. These adepts are still trying to find success. They're denying a little bit of mining time. However, the PF is getting a lot of shots off on them, so they're not getting too much done. Shading all over the place still. The planetary really is the hero for BombShaker. This is why if you're a bot author, programming your bot to make use of planetary fortresses is not a bad idea. And so yeah, lots of resources committed for Deimos, not finding a lot of success. However, there is of course going to be a follow-up with a robo on the way. It's now warping in stalkers. Not every Protoss bot utilizes warping. Deimos does though, so that's cool to see. It's now got Stalkers starting to move out on the map, and there is an Oracle in the main base. BombShaker doesn't really have any defense set up, so it's simply programmed to run the SCVs away, which is what us humans do when there's an undefended Oracle. So while the Adepts on the ground didn't have much success, the Oracles in the sky are. And while BombShaker's holding on with this planetary at the natural, it's a little bit vulnerable. It is getting up another turret in the main base. We'll see if that's actually going to get up, though. Raven tosses down an auto turret to help kill a Stalker, however. The main base is a little bit undefended. SCV's running all over the place. And the economy of BombShaker has been hurt by this harassment. It has lost 16 SCVs, way more than I thought it did. I believe a lot of those belong to the Oracles. If I check them, 7 and 4. So yeah, a lot of the SCVs killed has been done by those. BombShaker continuously attempting to build this refinery. Needs to understand that it's not going to happen, my guy, so that could be a bad loop for BombShaker. If it just keeps trying to do that, and it shall just keep trying to do that. The main base has got turrets to defend it. The problem is BombShaker is lacking units. It now has a siege tank on the way. That's going to be very important when it comes to defending this. Oracle comes on in, sees the turret though, and runs on out. Stalkers continuously testing the waters, but yes, they are running into this planetary fortress. The siege tank could be really big for BombShaker if it sets up in a smart position. If it doesn't and it just dies, this is going to be really problematic. Oracle comes on in, being a nuisance once more. The tank coming out is oh so important here. And here comes the tank. Can it save the day? BombShaker is incredibly broke. It's just spending money on repairs, spending money mainly on just constantly trying to rebuild this. And oh no, the tank, it's not sieging. Instead, it thinks it can go toe-to-toe with an Immortal. Now it's sieging on up. It's a little bit vulnerable at the front. However, it does seem like it will zone out these Stalkers, and that is what BombShaker needed, so it will get out of this bad habit of building a refinery that promptly dies. Oracle comes on in once again for Deimos. However, it seems that it pops its pulsar beam, then retreats a little early. The SCVs for BombShaker are programmed to run away from the Oracles. That's cool behavior. Meanwhile, on Deimos' side of the map, it is a fairly basic bot, it appears. It is just throwing up more gateways, not going above the 23 probe mark. So it is still in the phase that it's programmed to get the win early. And so far with the planetary and the siege tank, that may not be the case. Oracle's flying around, pop their pulsar beam, the SCVs run away, and the Oracle runs on out, so interesting dynamic there. The tank, though, still being the big defender for BombShaker. BombShaker now getting up some more SCVs, so its mining is getting better. The Oracle does keep getting damage done there, just in lost mining. BombShaker hasn't made many more units. It's got a couple of Ravens out. It's making a single Banshee. That should improve as its economy does get better. The refinery is burning. Seems to Deimos the refinery is public enemy number 1. Oracle comes on in here. And it is important to understand that Deimos is a very new bot. It is made by a bot team that has a lot of experience, clearly, but it does still take time for a bot to improve. And I am curious to see if we will eventually get Deimos to do more macro in its matches. The Banshee is looking to push these Stalkers away. A problem for Deimos could be a lack of detection. It does have observers out with its army, but then if a Banshee goes and harasses on the other side of the map, that could be problematic. Siege Tank Banshee duo, also very nasty, picks off that Immortal. We've got a third base on the way for BombShaker in the main. And yeah, BombShaker still mining at that natural. Oracle is denying some of that mining every time it comes on in, though. The SCVs run out. So not necessarily getting a lot of kills, but denying a lot of mining. Stalkers running away from this Banshee. However, Cloak's not done yet, so it can be picked off. It's funny how these Stalkers are programmed to avoid the Banshee. They do actually kill it there, though. Stalkers coming on in, shot on the tank. However, there is behavior from BombShaker to repair that. And now we're seeing building armor on the way, so I'm not sure if Deimos is ever going to break this position, and if it just keeps funneling on into this siege tank. It's already at 10 kills and rising rapidly. Yeah, tank, planetary, killing off more stalkers. Very similar to the previous game, that Deimos has a hard time breaking Terran defenses. A lot of bots do, though, and yeah, this is definitely some selection bias, because looking at Deimos's games, a lot of them were between 5 and 10 minutes long. I, of course, clicked on one that's longer. The main base starting to mine out a little bit for Deimos. The same shall be true for BombShaker. However, BombShaker is trying to get up a third base. There are stalkers here hitting this location. I mean, the Banshees will try and defend it, though, and there is currently no detection near those Banshees. There is the one observer, but it's grouped up with the rest of the army over here to the left. And if this planetary gets established, which I think it will, it's going to be really, really problematic for the Protoss. The Oracles are not getting that much done, zoned out by the turret. And yeah, these stalkers can keep trying to hit this PF, but now it can defend itself. It's also going to have high-sec auto-tracking, so it will have more range soon enough. I want to click on it to double-check the range. I believe planetaries and stalkers have the same range, even with high-sec auto-tracking. Immortal and Stalkers are working on this refinery. That's good for Deimos, however, and I mean, it's actually terrible for BombShaker, as we see that it's just going to keep trying to rebuild this refinery and lose SCVs and money doing so, but Deimos is not expanding on its side of the map. It's just constantly trying to keep the pressure on. It is killing workers that are transferring, but the problem is, as long as BombShaker has this third base up, it will never, ever run out of money, it seems. If it keeps feeding on into this army, though, like losing SCVs non-stop, it could potentially be killed and snowballed here. Command center is floating on over, not giving a darn that it's flying over all these lasers. It will go down. BombShaker also saying, hey, the base is dead, but I still need to build a refinery there, so it's going to attempt to do that seemingly multiple times. And so there is a universe in which Deimos can win this game. That's one that BombShaker just feeds SCVs until it dies, and then eventually runs out of money to repair. I still think it's okay for BombShaker, because Deimos will run out of money too eventually, as it does never expand. Still though, Deimos is doing okay. The tank though keeps shooting the stalkers. Deimos keeps forgetting the tank is there. It's now up to 22 kills. The Banshees being a nuisance. BombShaker has given up trying to take that expansion. It's down to 35 workers, but it's still mining enough in its natural, still mining in its main. It's getting out lots of Ravens that can toss down auto turrets and potentially kill off these units. This planetary taking a couple shots, but it's got building armor. It's got high-sec auto tracking. There's only one immortal to break it. Potentially soon to be no immortals. I think we are going to see Deimos just run out of steam in this game, as BombShaker's building up a formidable Raven count with 9 currently, and rising. So I didn't even know that BombShaker was that much of a turtle Raven bot, but apparently that's its play. This planetary doesn't have many SCVs repairing it. BombShaker does keep losing stuff, but it does replace those workers it loses, it seems, and Deimos is losing units, as we see. Like the stalkers, they keep getting a shot off here and there, but it's no real damage. SCVs do die transferring. And the refineries are being killed again and again. That is a big expense for BombShaker, but it is still making 3 Ravens at a time, building up that energy. Tossing down auto turrets all over the place, actually. And yeah, there we see the Ravens come forward again, kill off a stalker or two. I think that's more damage than BombShaker is getting done. We see Deimos building another gateway, but the macro is falling by the wayside, as I think time is on the Terran bot's side, understandably, with that third base. Even though it keeps losing refineries and instantly rebuilding them. Please add like a 1 second delay or a 5-second delay if you're a bot author between a structure dying and trying to rebuild it. I think that would be a good way to solve things like that, like losing the refinery 5 times in a row in a second. Deimos, yeah, still just trying to poke, but the Raven count grows and grows, which means more auto turrets, which means more Protoss units being killed. I think we are going to say that BombShaker has won this one. I'll definitely check out a shorter Deimos game, a match potentially against like a Zerg or another Protoss, which it doesn't just struggle with the defenses. So it's important to keep that selection bias out of mind. The Ravens do just keep herding these stalkers away with all their auto turrets. But now the third is mining pretty happily. There's another command center on the way, and yeah, Deimos will eventually run out of steam. We'll have to keep an eye on Deimos in about, I don't know, in a year or two. If they keep actively developing it, I'm sure it'll be 1,000 times better. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this one, click that like button. I know you may say the game's not over yet, but it is over. Deimos does not take another base. It's run out of gas now, so it will not make any more units. It'll just keep building up that mineral count until eventually it dies. And yeah, BombShaker is a bot that's lower on the ladder. But it does seem to have pretty good fundamentals, of course. The odd bug here and there. What upgrade is that? Hurricane engines. There's not even an image for that new upgrade. Yeah, like, it's got a couple issues with, like, losing the refinery, feeding workers in, but overall it seems to get where it needs to go. Oh my gosh, these auto turrets being queued up. Just bought things, that's for sure. And yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll probably do another video of like 3 cheeses or something, and I'll include another Deimos game that's shorter to see if it can get a win. In a game that's more up its alley. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.